Good morning, third graders. This is Miss Lee, and it is Monday, April 27th. Today we are going to be learning about different types of plays and what plays are made of. So the learning target for today is describing how each scene or part of a drama or play builds on the one before it will help you understand what you read. So this is just like the last lesson we did, but we used chapter books. Well, today instead of chapters, we're going to be looking at the different scenes or parts of a play. So a drama or a play is a story that is performed by actors on a stage. Most plays are divided into parts called scenes. The events and actions build from one scene to the next to tell the story. The pictures below show 4 scenes from a play about Cinderella. How do the 4 scenes build on each other? Well, notice in the first scene or part of the play, it says, "You can't go to the ball. You don't have nice clothes." Now this is the stepmother talking to Cinderella. In the next scene or part of the play, we see the fairy godmother talking to Cinderella. "Now your dress is pretty, but at midnight it will turn back to a regular dress." In the third scene, or the third part of the play, she says, "Oh no, time's up, I have to go." And if we take a good look at the illustrations, we can see that the clock says midnight or 12 o'clock. And in the last scene of this play, we can see Cinderella with the prince. And he says, "At last, the shoe fits, but please know, I don't care what your clothes look like." So if we move on down to the think portion of this activity, it gives us a chart and it shows 4 scenes, just as we had 4 scenes up here. Now, this is scene 1, this is scene 2, this is scene 3, and this is scene 4. In scene 1, it says that Cinderella is dressed in rags and she is washing the floor. I'm going to pause right now and ask you, if you do not have your week 5 reading packet in front of you, I think it's week 6. Week 6 reading packet in front of you, go ahead and get that now with a pencil. So if you don't have it, press pause and come back. So in scene 2, we're going to go ahead and tell what happens in the picture. So if we take a look here, we can see that the second scene shows Cinderella dressed in a beautiful dress. Whoop. So go ahead and pause your video to complete this portion of the chart. Now, if we look at scene 3, we're going to go back up and see what's happening in that scene so that we can write it in our chart. Scene 3. We can see that she has lost her slipper and she is running away because it's midnight. She has lost her slipper as she is running away because it is midnight. Go ahead and pause your video to complete this portion of the chart. Now, if we look at scene 4, we can see in scene 4, the prince comes with a slipper and the slipper fits her foot. Okay, so we have completed the chart. Go ahead and pause the video so you can complete your chart on your paper. After you complete that portion of the activity, look at the talk section. It says, using the information in your chart, Take turns with your partner, remember that can be anyone in your house, describing how each of the scenes build on the one before. So we know that because Cinderella is dressed in rags and she is washing the floor, if she wants to go to a ball, she needs a beautiful dress. So the fairy godmother comes and gives her a beautiful dress so that she can go to the ball. Now, because she gets a beautiful dress and can go to the ball, in scene 3, we see that she is at the ball, but she has lost her slipper and she is running away because at midnight her dress will turn back into the rags. And because she lost her slipper in scene 3, the prince is able to find her. He comes with the slipper and puts the slipper on her foot and it fits perfectly. That is how each how each scene builds upon the next. Because of what happened in scene 1, the things in scene 2 can happen, and because of scene 2, the things in scene 3 can happen, and so forth. The next portion of your activity, we are going to look at a play called Danger in Deep Space. Now, when you are looking at this play, you can see right here, it says Scene 1. That means the first part of the play. Now, it's going to give you some information about Scene 1, which usually has to do with the characters and the setting of the scene. It says that they're on the deck of a spaceship. A young woman, this is our character, Commander Lila, is standing at the control panel talking to the pilot. So we have a pilot, Commander Lila, and a robot-like figure enters and walks to her side. So the robot-like figure is another character in the story. Now, if we take a look at the illustration or the photograph we are given, we can see that this is Lila, right here. And the creature is probably the robot. So I'm going to creature 1. Now, in the photograph, we do not see Sam. But because we only have 3 characters, Sam must be, I'm going to use the color red for the pilot. That must be who Sam is. So go ahead and read Scene 1 and Scene 2. Remember to underline key events that happen in Scene 1 and in Scene 2. That means the most important thing that is happening. Pause the video and go ahead and read the first 2 scenes. Okay, let's take a look at the 2 most important events that happen in Scene 1 and Scene 2. So when Sam says, "We must get the medicine to them as soon as possible," just then an alarm sounds and a red light flashes over the control panel. This is the most important thing that happens in Scene 1. In Scene 2, we see where the creature says, "I am Dr. Berg from the planet Mord, and I will be taking your precious supplies." Those are the 2 most important things that happen in Scene 1 and Scene 2. Now let's go down to the next activity, the think portion. We see we have a chart and it says to complete the chart with details from the scene of the play that help you understand the situation of the spaceship. So what happens in Scene 1 that is the most important thing? That's right. They are on planet Juno. They bring medication to the people. A signal warns that something is in the cargo bay. Spelled bake incorrectly. Okay. So if you do not already have this in your scene 1 portion, go ahead and pause the video and do that now. What is the most important thing that happens in scene 2? That's right. Dr. Blurg is the creature. He's going to steal the medicine. He uses a gas to knock out Lila and pulls wires from Sam. So go ahead and go to the next portion of talk after you pause the video to complete your chart. Think about the text. Talk to your partner about what problems Layla and Sam will have to solve. Go ahead and pause your video now and talk to someone in your home. Next, you will complete the right portion of this text. How could the events in scene 2 affect the mission that was described in scene 1? Use the space provided on page 234 to write your answer. So let's go down to page 234, and this is where we will answer our short response question. Please remember, as you are answering your short answer question, you need to use race. Let me get my drawing pen out here. You have to restate the question, answer the question, and cite your evidence or give proof. So I'm going to go ahead and restate the question. The events in scene, I got to capitalize the word scene, to affect the mission in scene 1 by showing that if Dr. Blurg succeeds the ship will never be able to get the medicine to the sick people. Without the medicine, the people could die. So that brings on the next portion of your activity. So go ahead and pause the video and make sure that your short answer question answer looks just like mine. After you've completed that portion, you're going to go on and read Danger in Space Continued. Scene 3. Yeah, just scene 3. There's not a scene 4. So we see that we have Dr. Blurg, Sam. So Lila is not in this scene. It's just Dr. Blurg and Sam. Oh, no, she does appear. It says, then Lila appears, makes an impossible leap through the air, and lands next to Dr. Blurg. So we're going to see how this play ends up ending, and we're going to go ahead and then you can go on to the next portion where you're going to answer the questions for part A and part B, and you're going to answer your short answer response on page 235 right here. So make sure you check your answers. And the mystery word for today is